To Mystic Fitness. My name is Marina. Thank you for joining me in this morning flow. We can start in a comfortable position of your choice, sitting or lying down, eyes closed, as we gently invite ourselves to be fully present. Deepen the breath, signaling to the body that this is all that you need to be here for. Gently transition to a nasal breathing, generous breaths. Bringing your palms together, rubbing them together, generating heat. And applying that heat to your heart as you allow for an intention to emerge for your practice today. We'll bring our palms together and start our practice with a cleansing breath followed by the sacred sound of Om. First, a cleansing breath in. Welcome. We can start our practice by generating some side-to-side movements here. Light side opening the lungs, looking up as the bottom elbow bends. We'll be doing a lot of shoulder work, of distancing the shoulder from the ears. So as you bend the elbow, pretend you're changing a lamp with that top hand, and notice how that helps distance the shoulder from the ear. See if you can spend just one more second at the bottom, finding that space. Doing this 2 more times. Exhaling always as you compress, inhaling as you rise and expand. Next time you rise, bring both hands up. Shoulders again away from the ears, and extend your legs in front of you. And find a gentle forward fold here. Micro bend on the knees if that's more comfortable for you. If you want to use a strap or a belt to keep your spine elongated. Be gentle here, hinging at the hips. And slowly walk the hands all the way back for a gentle back bend, opening the chest, leading with the sternum, letting the neck drop if that's comfortable for you. Legs or feet are flexed, looking towards the back of the room, finding that opening. And as you Take a deep inhale here, and as you exhale, find that forward fold again. So deep inhale here, exhale, go for that forward fold, hinging at the hips, focused on the belly button going towards the top thighs and not the hands. Still find that distance between the ears and the shoulders, and do that again. So inhale as you go back and expand. Find that back bend. Find that sternum leading. And as you exhale, forward fold. Do this 2 more times at your own pace. But make sure you're synchronizing the breath here. Letting it guide you. And as you find that forward fold, let the neck and the chin go towards the chest. And one more time. And bring yourself back to a neutral spine. And in a neutral spine here, what you'll do may seem a bit strange, but you'll bring your triceps as if you're hugging your body with this, the inside of your arms, the tricep area. Notice this. And find pressure here, as if you're really holding your side body. So there's contact, Carrie. Yeah. This is the distance you want between the shoulders and the ears. So notice this sensation when we try to do this in other poses. Good. And relax, and let's make our way to tabletop. In your tabletop, find your cat and cow stretches again, synchronizing the breath. Inhaling, look up. Exhaling, chin to chest. Tailbone curls under. Press with the heels of the hands. Strong. And inhale, rise. Exhale. Chin to chest. Let's do this 3 more times. As you go up, can you curl even more by pressing on the heels of the hands? Index fingers are parallel. And one more time. As you make your way into a neutral spine, rise up with your knees still on the ground. Left foot can go out to the side. Right hand meets the ground. And if it's available to you, rise with the left leg and the left arm. Make sure you have enough distance if you have a longer torso. And see if you can go for the bind here, reaching for your ankle. Finding this gentle back bend here. Kicking the foot towards the hand and remembering this motion as we do bow later today. Hold here 2 more breaths. Can this become a little bit more of a back bend? Yes, William. And gently let go of the leg first. Rise with the arms. Put down the leg and rise all the way up. So we prepare to do that on the other side. Right leg out, left hand down. Rise with the arms. If this is in your practice, find that outside of that right glute really working for you here. And reach for that bind, go for it. Even if it's not in your practice, sometimes you can try to go for it. And your body may surprise you. Yes. Kick into it. Yes. And gently come back with the leg. Arm rises. Come all the way up. And we'll meet back in tabletop. Here, we'll prepare for our side plank. So you can bring your weight onto your right hand and your right leg. You may stack your feet or put one in front of the other if you need a wider base. If you're looking to challenge yourself, you may even rise with the top leg. Let it shake. Pretend someone's pulling you with a belt under your hip. That's the movement. 3 more seconds. And gently come down into child's pose. Quickly readjusting here. Take one more breath. As you rise into tabletop, shifting the weight onto your left arm and your left side foot. If it's in your practice, separate the legs. This is where, right on the hip, pretend someone with a belt is pulling your hip up. Couple more breaths here. Kick with that top leg. It'll add stability to it. Pretend you're kicking a door behind you. Good, and slowly bring it down back into your tabletop and out into your first downward dog of the day. Walk this dog. Micro bend on the knees. Kick that right foot up. Open the knees. Draw circles with the knees to one side and then to the other. Opening the hip joints. Then squaring the hip again and kicking that right foot to meet the right hand, coming into a crescent lunge. Here in crescent, we don't want knees past the ankle, so if you need a little more distance because your legs are nice and long, give yourself that distance. Don't collapse into the back leg. Straighten the hips. And let's twist to the right. Don't let that back leg collapse. Find that distance between the ear and the shoulder. Flip that front palm, reverse. Reach for that back hamstring. Hold 2 more breaths here. Find balance. And cartwheel your hands and kick that right foot back into a plank. Hold this plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Flip your toes. Downward facing dog. Kick that left foot up. Draw those counterclockwise and clockwise circles with the knees. Making sure you're addressing both sides. Opening that left hip joint. Squaring the hip, kicking that left foot to meet the left hand and rising into crescent. Here, ensuring your knee is not past your ankle first. Make the adjustments. The shoulder and the hand. Pretend you're really holding a basketball here, so strength on the arms. And twist to the left. As you twist, that back leg will relax. Reinvigorate it. Make sure it's straight or micro bent. Flip that front palm, reverse. Find that space. Stretch that right hip. Strengthen the hands. A similar changing lamp motion here. Addressing that right shoulder. 2 more breaths. And look forward and bring the right foot to meet the left. As we sit in, rising with the hands, and sit into our first chair. Look for your toes. Make sure you can see them. And sit. Such a simple and difficult asana. Make sure you're still feeling the height. You're not bending forward too much. Rise. Couple more breaths here. And rise, get your heels off the ground. And as you go down, bring those triceps back for skier. Go all the way up, heels off the ground, and down, and back with the triceps. The slower, the harder it is. Let's do this a few more times. And as you rise, the spine becomes more vertical. So you go into skier, but then the spine rises vertically. 3 more. Good, and then back into Tadasana here. Hands to heart center. Normalize your breath, slow down the heart rate. Circle, sweep your arms up. Bring it all the way down. halfway lift with hands on the mat, forward fold, hop, skip, jump, or walk. Hold this plank for 5. Index fingers are parallel, heels of the hands directly under the shoulder. 2, Chaturanga Dandasana, upward facing dog. Hug your elbows in like we saw earlier, and downward facing dog. Kick that right leg up and back and bring it to meet the right. Rise into warrior 1. Find your first warrior here. See where your hips are facing and give yourself more space sideways if you need to adjust that hip. Here, open into warrior 2. See if you draw a line from your front heel, if it goes into your arch in the back foot. That's the alignment. Finding that distance between the ears and the shoulders here. That similar hugging that we saw earlier should be happening here. Flip that front palm, reverse your warrior. Look up, find space in that right shoulder. And next time you exhale, side angle, right elbow to right knee. Left arm rises. And for the last 2 breaths here, we'll point that right hand towards the center of the room or in front of you. So rise with that hand, finding a 90 degree with your arms. Looking up. 2 breaths. Good, and cartwheel your hands down. Kick that right leg back. Finding this plank for 5, 4, 3, adjust, 2, Chaturanga Dandasana, upward facing dog. See that hugging action of the tricep. Downward facing dog, left leg up, kick it forward to meet the left. Find your warrior 1. Make sure your knee is not going ahead of the ankle. If you have longer legs, give yourself more space. Hand on the hip crest. Where is your hip facing? Both hips should be facing the same direction forward. Rise into your warrior 1. And here, finding that space with each exhale, you're finding more space in the hip. Open into warrior 2. Adjust the heel, adjust the foot. Finding more space with each exhale and making form adjustments with each inhale. Shoulder away from the ear. Slow down the heart rate. Flip the front palm. Reverse your warrior. Looking up. Find that twisting motion in the top arm. Elongate your breath. Come into side angle. Your version of it. Right arm rises. Don't forget about the back foot. Strengthen the back foot. And for the last 2 breaths, let's challenge ourselves. Rise with the arm. Few more breaths. Engage the abs. Rise to 5-pointed star. Here. Toes slightly pointing outward. Go post your hands and arms as we sit into opening the toes more into our goddess. With each inhale, pretend someone's pulling you from your ponytail or hair up towards the ceiling. And with each exhale, try to open your hips a little bit more, even if you can't see it visibly. But feel it. Sit more into it. And we'll do those same dips as we rise and get the heels off the ground. Hands come together into lotus mudra. And come down into goal pose and your goddess. Rise, heels off the ground, lotus mudra, pinkies and thumbs connect. Down, go post. Notice how much more your hips are opening each time. Rise as you inhale. Synchronize the breath. Let your legs shake. They won't break from shaking. Let them shake as you rise. Challenge yourself. 3 more. Yes. One more. Yes, and come back into 5-pointed star here. Toe heel your feet in as we prepare for our tree. Right hip opens out to the side, and you can do your version of tree, ensuring you're not putting your feet against your knee. Everything else is your own version. Make sure your hip is not going out to the left too much. Hands together are always more challenging than arms wide open. Let's see what kind of tree you can do today. Now use your hands to grab your knee, your right knee that's standing. Find that similar shoulder distance here, leading with the sternum. Shoulder is down, both shoulders are down. Use that right hand to open the right knee out, Nataraja. Find your version, holding on to that knee or going for the toe. Having a mudra in your left hand to help you. A couple more breaths here. Look at the shoulder. Bring it down. Now slowly bring the foot in. And Nataraja release. And let's open up for tree on that other side. Find that hip opening first. Rise with the foot. Notice your right hip, or the opposite hip, will want to go out to the side. Keep it straight. Suction the toes and the bottom foot. Strengthening those tiny muscles in the ankle. Stabilize your tree here. Now slowly reaching for that knee, bringing it in first, making sure the shoulders are down, and opening up into Nataraja, your version. Arms are straight. Strength on the bottom leg. 2 more breaths. And bring it in, stepping that left foot 2 feet in front of you, hinging at the hip, finding your pyramid here. If you have blocks, this is a great use of blocks, ensuring your hips are squared. You may find a micro bend in that front knee is helpful. It's very tough on the hamstrings. If you have tight hamstrings, use the micro bends. And slowly rise, vertebra by vertebra, all the way up. Switching the legs with the right foot forward now. Again, hinging at the hip first. Belly button towards the top thigh. Don't worry about your arms. And then find somewhere that suits you for the arms, but ensure the belly button is going towards the upper front thigh. Hips are squared. Slow down the heart rate. See if you can deepen your breath. And slowly rising vertebra by vertebra here. Excellent. Finding a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, a stance that with your toes pointing outward. Hands come up with that basketball again. And we're just going to sit all the way down here. Find your yogi squat. You can use your triceps to push on the knees, creating leverage and space. Pretend someone's pulling you right here from the top of your head. Your spine is long. You may close your eyes, finding the space, very challenging for men. Breathe into it. Bring the right hand under and rise with the left. Finding a gentle twist here. If it's in your practice to bind the hands, you can go for it. Otherwise, a gentle twist will already be great. Torso going towards the ceiling. Slowly bringing that hand back if you're in a bind. Back into center. Left hand reaches out first. Right arm rises for the twist. Finding that bind if it's in your practice. Make sure weight is equally distributed between both feet as you encounter this bind. And find your way back, if you have the bind, back into your yogi squat. And you can bring both hands down and find a wide-legged forward fold here. May even bring your legs out more to a wide stance and bring your head towards the ground, the top of your head. You can use your right and left hands to reach for either foot. Breathe deeply. As you slowly bring your hands in front of you, right hand comes down, twisting to the left, making sure there's enough distance for your torso. If you have longer torso here, looking up towards the ceiling. Two more breaths. Gently come back into center, putting that left hand down, rising with the right. Can the weight be evenly distributed in the legs still? Is there enough distance for your torso? Breathe. And when you breathe, you help other people remember to breathe. Good, and bring it all the way down and gently rise all the way up. And we'll prepare for our squat jumps. So what we'll do is jump here, jump here. If jumping is not in your practice, stay here and just pulse. All right, if you're jumping with me, start here. Ready, set, go. Use your arms how they may help you. but don't feel obliged to move them. Focus on the legs. Ten more seconds. You got it. You got it, Bridget. 4 more seconds. Good. And rise. Circle sweep, arms all the way up. Bring it down for a forward fold. Maybe twist from side to side. Normalize your breath. And as you inhale, rise. Hands to heart center. See if you can deepen the breath and slow down the heart rate. If you were doing the jumps, we'll do that one more time. If you weren't, you can pulse here or try to pulse getting your heels off the ground so you can work the calves as well. All right, if you're jumping with me, let's get ready. Jump higher. This is the last set. Yeah. Here we go. 10 more seconds. You got it. You got it. Stay with us. 5 more seconds. 3 more jumps. Good. Rise. Slow down the heart rate. Take some water if you need. And we'll meet back in Tadasana. Circle, sweep your arms up. Find a forward fold. Halfway lift. Hop, skip, jump, or walk. For this plank, 5, 4, 3, 2, Chaturanga Dandasana, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog, or child's pose. Kick that right foot up and bring it in to meet the right. A little bit of a shorter stance than warrior. Prepare for Trikonasana, triangle. Opening up towards the left. Hands where they serve you. Opening up the lungs. Now bringing that left hand towards the right shin and reversing this triangle. Or twisting it to the back. Good, bringing it back. Rising into 5-pointed star. Opening for that triangle stance on the other side. Leaning your body for Trikonasana. Now on the other side. Hands may be on your foot, ankle, shin, where they serve you best. Can your breath get longer? Reverse, bringing that twisting to the back of the room. Your hand may be on a block or a mat or a water bottle to help create that leverage for your twist. Slowly coming back into center. Wide-legged forward fold one more time here. Going with the head towards the top of the head, towards the ground. And you can even reach with the hands towards behind your legs through the opening in your legs. And slowly allow yourself to rise all the way up, toe heeling your feet together as you prepare for eagle. Rising with both hands up, right arm will come under. Find some motion here to one side and then the other. This will really challenge that distance we're trying to create between the ears and the shoulders. Find a place that's comfortable, where the alignment feels right. Shift your weight towards your left. Allow that right leg to come up over and around the leg, the standing leg. Focusing on the still point in front of you. Right knee is going towards the right corner of your room. Beautiful eagles here with me today. Here we're challenging for balance, for strength, and flexibility. That's why it's an extremely challenging pose. And slowly, eagle release. Hands all the way up, left arm under the right. Find that motion. Counterclockwise, clockwise, and find a stance that feels comfortable. Shift your weight towards your right. Allow the left foot to come up over and around the right. You're bending the knee, but the spine is straight. We're trying to stay straight and upward. Suction that bottom foot. You're not going anywhere. Your ego is stable. You got this. 2 more breaths. There you go, release. Circle, sweep your arms all the way up. Find a forward fold. Breathe here. And rise again. We're gonna do that one more time. Right arm up. Find your eagle. Weight shifts towards the left, sorry. Right leg comes up, over, and around. Find your eagle first. Challenge yourself, and let's nest it. Looking ahead. And bring it back all the way up. Right leg goes over to the back. Fly your eagle. Fly your eagle. And bring it back. Back to eagle. And eagle release. Excellent. Left arm under the right. Weight shifts towards the right. Left leg up, over, and around. Find your eagle first and nest it at your own pace. Looking ahead. Focus. And bring it up. Stay there. Kick that left leg back. Fly your eagle. Fly your eagle. Yes. And bring it back to eagle. And eagle release. Circle sweep, arms all the way up. Bring it all the way down, halfway lift. Hop, skip, jump, or walk. Find your plank for 5, 4, 3, 2. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Here, bring your elbows to the ground. Index fingers are parallel for dolphin. Imagine someone's pushing you in your upper back towards the back of the room. Yes, Mary Ellen. Excellent. The back is straight in a downward dog type of shape. Dolphin, great preparation for inversions, strengthening the abs to be able to hold you up. Slowly take gentle baby steps towards your torso without compromising that back. The back doesn't curl. Gentle baby steps. Good. And now your knees come down for a child's pose. Here, as you come into a tabletop stance, rise with the right arm and thread the needle under the left so we can give the shoulders some rest. Find rest here. Deepen the breath. If it's in your practice to rise with the left leg, you may do that and challenge yourself. I will show you. Hips are squared, so you ensure that with the toes really pointing down, even if you do have that leg rising. Square those hips. And gently put your left hand down to assist you as you find your tabletop again. Rise with the left arm, threading it under the right. Left shoulder now on the ground. Notice what's happening with the hips. Can they stay down? Can the knees hold a similar amount of weight? If it's in your practice to rise with the right leg, make sure your toes are pointing down. Your hip is squared. This will ensure your hip is squared. Yes. Yep, there you go. Even if your leg doesn't rise as much, it's much more challenging. And if you have the right foot rising, you can bring that down. And slowly rising with the left arm again, finding your way into tabletop. And now you can bring your entire body with your left cheek on the ground, looking to the right. Arms right alongside you. And getting an even stretch, looking to the other side. And if you have, I will do skydiver, but if you have bow in your practice and want to go straight into bow, I will do one round of skydiver and one with bow. So arms in go post. As we inhale, chest and upper thighs will come off the ground. Inhale, rise. Yes. Higher. Higher. Breathe. This is a tough pose to keep the breath. Feet are parallel. And release. Left cheek on the ground. And now as you do it, you can reach for the ankles, finding that bind. And inhale, rise. Finding your bow. Feet are parallel. Kick, kick, kick. And bow release. Right cheek on the ground. Windshield wiper your legs to one side and then the other. Now, make your way into a child's pose and transitioning at your own pace into a seated position with your legs wide in front of you. Bring the left foot in. Look towards the left knee and lean towards the right. Opening, using your right elbow to generate that twist. Finding that twisting motion. Ear away from the shoulder. Open the lungs. Look towards the ceiling. And inhale as you rise all the way up. And we prepare to do that on the other side. Again, here, looking towards the knee. You may even use your hand to ensure that this is happening. And then, going sideways. Using that left elbow as leverage. Breathe. Couple more breaths here. And rise all the way up. Both feet in front of you now. Moving the flesh from under your sitting bones. Really finding that hinging motion for this forward fold. Different from the forward fold we did earlier. With the body warm. Belly button going towards the top thigh. Really stretching the low back. Now using the left hand to hold on to the right foot or the right shin. Find a twist and rise with the leg. If you're here, you're here. Yes, excellent. Find a mudra in your right hand if that will help you. Stay balanced. Good. The bottom foot is flexed, strong. Two more breaths. And release. Find that forward fold again. Really opening the sacrum area. Reaching for the outside of the left foot now, or left shin. Rise. Holding on to what is available. Bottom leg is strong and kicking. Two more breaths. Rise. Elongate the spine. Yeah. And come all the way down into that forward fold again. Head towards the knee. And rising vertebra by vertebra. And making your way onto your back. Slowly with your head facing the front and feet facing the back of the room. Arms alongside you. Feet parallel as we prepare to get into our bridge. using your big toes as the main pillars here. On an inhale, you rise, getting the glutes off the ground, pretending there's a belt right under your sacrum area with someone pulling you up. So the leverage point is the strength of the glutes rising up, as well as the big toes, providing a lot of structure here. If you can clasp your hands under you, and that's available, you can do that now. And bridge release, hugging both knees in for when removing pose. Massaging your internal organs. And we'll do bridge one more time. So you can prepare for that. Again, big toes strong, arms alongside you. Rise, clasp the hands. And if it's available to you, rise with that right leg with me for 5, 4, 3, 2, and slowly bring it down. Find your bridge. Again, let's rise with the left. 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Slowly bringing it down. Now bringing your left ankle over the left knee for reclining pigeon. You can bring your hands through to help intensify this hard asana to get it in and out of. Sacrum fully on the ground, shoulders on the ground. Get comfortable here. Three more breaths. You're pulling your shin towards your chest, challenging your pigeon a bit more. You can start to relax. Bring it back down, both feet on the ground. Now the left foot over the right knee. Right knee brings the foot in, thread your hands under, bringing your shin into the chest, pigeon. As you gently release here, if you have any other pose that's calling your name before we get ready for our final Shavasana, you can do that now. Otherwise, prepare for the hardest asana of them all. Feet effortlessly pointing outward, hands open to the sky. Make adjustments to your clothes. Cover your eyes. Allow yourself all the help you can get for Shavasana. Breathe. And slowly start wiggling your fingers and toes, gently opening your eyes. If you want to stay here longer, you may. Otherwise, bring your body to the right, flushing your body with blood from the heart in a fetal position. And slowly helping yourself up to seated so we can conclude our practice together. And we'll close our practice with the cleansing breath, followed by the sound of Om. First, the cleansing breath in. All that I am bows to all that you are. Namaste.